Fasal and I at the gym, first gym together. It's time to get serious. Full body because he wants to do upper body. I want to do legs.
We're gonna go crazy. Workout edit. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, let's go. That's how we do it out here, man.
Too easy.
Too easy. Going good?
Blessed to be here, man. What can I
Blessed to
say?
be here.
We're happy to be at the gym.
Hey, mid workout, how we feeling?
Good, bro. Legs in the beginning, rough.
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah, first time
start?
getting legs, first and last.
Hey. Ciao. Where we heading? Oh.
Shout out Ryan Humiston for this one.
Hey, who knows?
You know why we at the gym? We got Cali prep, baby.
That's what it
California,
is.
we're going in 9 days. Neil, we'll see you soon, bro. We're gonna be dialed. Hey, I'm calling it now.
Yeah?
Hold ourselves accountable. We're gonna be running, eating right, and hitting the gym in Cali. We're gonna come back from California better than we left.
That's what it's not a regular vacation. We're getting dialed right. Somebody's got to do it. Not really day number 1 because I've been training a lot recently, but my diet has been shit. The diet has been right here. And we're going to show what my physique's looking right now. This is going to go all the way. So, yeah, this is going to go all the way. That does not sound right. This is all going to go away right here. Get a.
Bro did not want to do this.
That's front.
Hey.
I'm out of breath. You see how out of shape I am right now.
Day number 1, Cali prep.
Yep.
The gym has been absolutely horrible. I've gone maybe 3 times in the last month. Running's been alright, diet's been fine, but it's time to lock in. So we got the pre.
Damn, that boy hot. Yo, is this an after? Damn, boy.
Hopefully I get a little tan or 2. Hey, color. Not me, no. Open the door.
We're supposed to travel all week today, but unfortunately Maxwell decided not to join the club. So just me traveling. And the book I probably going to listen to this week is going to be 10x easier than 2x. I started reading it, but with my schedule it's kind of hard to read, so I'm going to listen to it. I just love the fact that there's people out there that will share their journeys and how they grew their businesses, their companies, and we just learn from them.
Good morning, everybody. It is currently 11:50, and I just pulled up to the park because I'm gonna write down kind of a couple goals I have and a couple visions, because I've been learning a lot about direction and making sure that you have a direction, because one of the Trent twins said this, and it was something of like, you never know where you're going if you don't know which way the wind blows, and so you have to understand kind of what your direction is, or else you're not going to go anywhere, or you're not going to know where you're going. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write a couple goals I have, kind of some directions I want to head in, just so I can have them in the front of my mind and not just like subconscious. So yeah, let's get going. I'm cutting an interview and I just did another one, and I thought I might as well make a little segment on maybe some tips as far as cutting interviews and what I like to do to help them flow and how to connect things better. So you'll be able to see my screen now. We have this wide shot and then we have a tight, and the colors aren't matched or anything because this was on the A7 IV, this was on the FX6. Here we have the interview.
I'm Jerry Balch. I am our Director of Employee Services here at McKay Esposito. Yeah, we've been working with Freeform for maybe three and a half years, somewhere around there. We had a furniture vendor.
Basically, this is a testimonial for the company Freeform, but this is the main camera. This is our A camera, the FX6, and this is our B camera. So I framed this at 50 millimeters and I shot it at maybe f1.8 or f2. Because this was in an office setting, there's actual people that are moving in the background, so I wanted to make sure I really separated him from the background, because if someone's walking right here, I don't want it to be distracting. And then we focused heavily on leading lines, so as you can see, we have this line here going towards his face. face, here going towards his face, here going towards his face. This one also goes towards him. So everything goes towards him. And leading lines is huge, especially for interviews. And then we can also see that there's a little bit more of a gap right here over here because he's looking at me and I'm sitting right here. Two things, leading lines, huge for interviews. If it's possible, use them 100%. And then the next thing, which is pretty simple, is to just have the person looking in a direction where there's more room next to them, because that's huge. You want it to seem like where they're looking is where they're headed and they have space to grow almost. Or if I had them sitting in the same spot looking this way, it would seem very cramped, and then that stresses you out because there's more room behind him, which means there's more space for things to happen that he can't see. That is the A-roll. I think it turned out really well. It's framed pretty well. The colors, we chose a yellow chair to help match the yellowish background, and I will color it a little bit to get a little bit less yellow on him. We got a little bit wider. I will definitely crop in probably 1.1 and then bring it down a little bit. As far as the wider shot, again, we have those leading lines. The one thing I don't like is this right here, because these lights are touching his face. And normally you want it there to be a gap, that way nothing's really touching him. But with the placement of the B camera and the shadow side, we couldn't do anything about it. So I think it looks fine, especially if we match the colors. And I do like that there's this wide shot because it definitely helps break it up when you go from the wide down to the tight. It just allows for simple cutting as well. So that is the A cam and the B cam. Simple explanation. We had a light right here. We had our key light, and then we had a hair light right here. And as if you can see there's a little bit of light right there, right here. Yeah, I guess you can see it better right there. So we did a 2-light setup. And then we had the zoom right above him. And yeah, I sat right here. It would have been nice, since this is a concrete, everything hardwood, hard surfaces, we could have mitigated the echo. However, I'm just relying on the AI for audio because it's extremely good. Which, do I want to bank on that every time? No. But sometimes it's just what we need to do. We didn't want to just make a huge setup because, again, we are still in an office. This is their office, and we didn't want to destroy it in a way. So A cam, B cam, I think it looks pretty good, especially when I match the colors. If it is possible, I 100% recommend shooting dual camera interviews, because if you can see it, it just makes cuts so much more seamless. So a simple example of why 2 cameras is helpful is because this shot right here, you can see that little jump, that little cut, but then when you switch to the other camera, you can't notice it whatsoever. If you have the ability to do dual camera interviews, 100% would. I would do a wider shot and then a tighter shot. Then you can also use that to benefit what they're saying in the interview. So if he says something that's more personal or something that's more important, I can cut to the tight to highlight this is important, focus on him and what he's saying. And then if he's talking about community and environment, then I focus on the wide to show that he's in a community and an environment. That's one reason. Again, this is if possible. You can also just shoot something on one camera and then zoom in and out, which works. So I just did a quick little edit. But another really important thing is to make sure that when you're cutting from cameras that the eyes stay in a similar position. So as you can see, his eyes are like right here, and then we shift, and then they're also right there. And this just really helps with continuity, because if you're looking at his eyes in the interview, which odds are you are, you're looking into his eyes, and then when it cuts, you're still looking into his eyes, and it helps connect things so much better. And they actually do this on movies where a lot of the shots, they're different frames, but their eyes stay almost on like the same third, and then the shot shifts, but the eyes are still in the corner, or the face, or whatever the main topic is they want you to see, because it helps with continuity because your eyes aren't constantly jumping around. It's very similar to the idea of a match cut, just executed a little bit differently. So when you are cutting, and this is not just necessarily for interviews, but when you're cutting from A-roll to B-roll, it's nice to have focal points in the same spot. That way the eyes never have to jump around unless you purposely want them to do that. So this, for example, we have the wide shot, and then it cuts to the tight, and then it cuts back to the wide, and the eyes are always in the same place. It's huge for continuity, and it's something that I don't really think about, but I need to think about more, and it's something that I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily use, in a sense of when you're actually on set, turning on your rule of thirds, framing someone on a corner, putting their eyes on a corner, taking your other camera, putting their eyes on that same corner will help you not have to do any shifting in post, because with this video I did have to shift around a little bit to make sure that the eyes were in a similar spot. And then another thing, final thing on interviews, is I think sometimes B-roll is used a little too much, and instead of focusing on like, okay, we have a big gap, we have a big chunk with no B-roll, I need to fill it, focus more on what they're saying, because if they are talking about something that's personal, sometimes B-roll doesn't matter. Or if they have a really clean take, maybe this one for example, as we can see, it is it's quite a long take where he doesn't mess up once, and it's a fluent sentence. So sometimes it's smart to just have that in to, again, help the person feel like they're there. Because when you're in a conversation, there's no B-roll. You don't want to have cuts and things where it's choppy, because there's also no cutting in a real conversation. So if someone has a really nice, clean take of speaking and they're talking about something that is important, then you can just leave it be. There's no need to cover with B-roll or to try and just cover it to keep engagement or whatever. Focus on what they're saying. I feel like that's a big issue with a lot of videographers, me included, is I get so into pacing and engagement and focusing on it not being boring that I forget like what they're saying is just as important as the pacing and how it looks. So that was just a quick little rant on interviews. I've just worked on one, and then I just worked on another, and then I probably will do another one here soon. So my brain is just in the interview mode, so I thought I might as well educate you guys because most of my followers are videographers. So also, if you made it through this, let me know if you like this, because I want to start incorporating more sections like this into my vlogs where it's like you can see me do things that aren't working, then also I have a little bit of knowledge that I can tell that I wouldn't necessarily put in a main video. And it's more just relaxed, sit with me, chill, listen, not a full-fledged video. The vlog for this week is going to be a little bit down, similar to last week. It'll just be the gym, a little bit of work, and then this, and then a little bit more whatever happens at the rest of the week. But next week, I'm going to California for like 8 days, so I'm gonna see if I can do daily vlogs, if I can film enough and it's not boring, or maybe do 2-day vlogs, whatever. So get ready for that. Should be really fun. We're gonna be doing a lot, including a certain surprise on the 4th of July, which should be really fun. I will see you guys in the next clip, whenever that may be. I'm gonna continue with this interview, chopping it up, putting some B-roll over it, and then probably hit the gym. So thanks for tuning in.
You get going.